Thank you for choosing us this morning. You're making it special by just listening to us. Shout out to all the candidates sitting for the paper this morning. And of course, man, shout out to matri zote na madere wote kule nje kwa sababu, man, despite the heavy rains, you're making sure that people are getting to their workplaces inakuwa nzuri tena sana. Of course, in this hour, as always, we're all about morning conversations that matter. And of course, this morning I am joined by Mr. Lucas Fondo in the building. Good morning, na karibu to the breakfast of champions. How are you this morning?
Thank you very much. I'm fine, and good morning, listeners.
All right. So of course, gentlemen, najua kule nje inanyesha. Kuna wale ambao walikuwa nafikiria leo hawaendi kazi. Yeah, I'd like to tell you have to think about that again, because gentlemen are out here cooking, and I want us to talk about the Tema report and app. But before we get into that, I want to take you back, because you can't just sitaki kukupeleka mbio sana. Nataka uelewe, where did it begin from? What is the history behind it? Kindly, would you take us back to that time?
Okay, once again, good morning, listeners and viewers. Lucas Fondo. I work with the Local Empowerment for Good Governance, or LENGO. LENGO is just an abbreviation of Local Empowerment for Good Governance. Mm-hmm. It's an organization based here in Mombasa, and it works throughout the 6 counties of the Coast region. And we normally, in our work, we normally work around the areas of good governance, human rights, and environmental justice. Mm-hmm. The Tema App, or the Tema project, or the Protect project, falls under the governance thematic group, thematic area of the organization's area of focus. So in 2021, around September, we started a project called Protect, which is funded by the Foreign Commonwealth Office of the UK Aid program through a consortium of organizations of Article 19, HIVOS, ICNL, that is the International Center for Not-for-Profit Law, and Internews. And then it passed on to us. Mm-hmm. This project was basically to work on democratic freedoms and enhance the civic space, which by then was shrinking. Hakuna kitu ulikuwa unafanya huo wakati you seek information from the government, you don't get it. You want to have a meeting with the government official, you are taken round and circles, and you don't end up actually getting what you want. And we know information is power. When members of the public get information, they become empowered, and they understand what the government is doing, and they can assist the government with ideas, and that will make the government prosper, and will make the government give the goodies that these members of the public are looking for. So in the absence of that interaction, then it makes the space so closed, and it makes members of the public not to participate in the governance of their welfare. So this project was basically to increase that civic space that was shrinking by then, and ensure that members of the public get the services and goodies they are looking for from the government. Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's quite interesting. I love that you are leveraging, of course, on the digital space, which is quite amazing. I want to weigh in, get your opinion on a particular issue, of course, that is getting a lot of Kenyans talking this morning. We know now because what you have seen today raining, of course, in Mombasa, we saw reports of it happening in Meru, hadi gari zinabebwa.
Yes.
So of course, as concerned Kenyans, because we know that some funds have been allocated to fight El Nino. Now, as good citizens, or as people, we want valuable information, we want good governance out of our government. Is it important now to raise such questions about, where have these funds been allocated? Do we see our counties, our governments being, I would say, proficient and purposeful in ensuring that we are protected during such times?
Yeah, this is what we are talking about, that the weatherman predicted El Nino. during this month.
Yes.
It's only that the other day we were told that it had been downgraded again. I don't know how true that was by then and now that it's downgraded. So we saw county governments rushing to allocate funding to do supplementary budgets and to reallocate funding towards the El Nino and disaster management. And we saw government officials, including our governor, for example, in Mombasa, the deputy governor, moving around and inspecting projects that are for El Nino preparedness. But Mwananchi is asking, where are these projects? Because there are many areas that are prone to flooding, for example. And we saw just a few projects. Where is this government? Why is the government not telling them that we have prioritized this area and like that area? Where do do the people get this information from? You see? So you are always left in the balance, hanging. You don't know whether the government will allocate money for your flooding area, when and how much. Like, for example, even those projects that were being inspected, how much did they cost? Who did those projects? And how were the tenders arrived at? Because one area where corruption happens is in procurement. If you don't you don't put your eyes open on procurement, then that's where a lot of money is squandered. And we know the Auditor General one day told us, the former Auditor General told us that Kenyans like to budget for corruption. So if people don't have this information, where do you expect them to get that information from? And that is one example of a shrinking civic space, because there is no space for people to know what is being planned, what is being done for them, what's the priorities and everything. So this project that we have was basically designed to open such information out and make members of the public participate, get this information. Even if kwetu hakutafanywa this time, I know next year ni kwetu ndio kutafanywa. Sure. So I stay with a hope or that next year inakuja kwetu. And then the government be responsive and do exactly what they say they will do. They walk the talk. Then people become confident with the government of the day. But if it's just a mere talk, a hot air talk, then you're saying you are spending money on El Nino, you are apportioning money for El Nino, and now here we are. People are not going to work because their roads are impassable.
Currently have class is it form 1s or form 4s?
Yes,
form
we have form 4s, and the graduates to the upper the junior secondary school. Yes, they are doing exams now. How do you expect them to leave their homes to go and do exams, which is a very important stage in their development and in their life, in their life. And it's also their right, because their parents are taxpayers, and they have the kids have a right to access that education.
All right. I want to start first and foremost by reminding you that coming up today, of course, starting from 4 p.m, the French ambassador will be at Swahili Port, of course, talking about matters blue economy. So remember, to make that time, and of course, follow all live proceedings right here on Blue Radio, bringing you, of course, all information and updates when it is about the blue economy. If you're logging in right about now, asante tena sana for choosing us, www.blueradio.co.ke. In the building with me this morning, I'm talking about Mr. Lucas Fondo, and you're talking about the Tema App and report. Now, like I said earlier, it has been a journey, but finally we are here. And of course, I want us to get into what goods are being presented to you. What story do they have to tell you, of course, after this particular journey? Karibu sana. So of course, we are finally here at the finish line. There has been a report generated. Finally, the app is out there. What interesting facts, can guys who haven't tried the app find when they go check the app?
If you go to Play Store.
Yes.
You can be able to type Tema mobile app, and you will be able to have it. If you happen to visit the launch today, you will have the opportunity to scan a QR code, and then you get the app from the Google App Store. In this app, this is actually an app that we have developed over a period of time, as you said. First of all, we started the idea using WhatsApp. You can also get the number and save it on your WhatsApp phone, on your phone, and search it on WhatsApp, and you name it Tema, and then you will be able to get into it and chat it. It's actually a chat bot on WhatsApp, where you chat and it takes you navigate through the app. It has features like you can be able to access the report that we develop from the data that we are collecting. The analyzed report is uploaded there. You will be able to get other newsletters from Lengo, from the and programs from the county government as well. You'll be able to get them uploaded there. Then there is a tab where we are calling it complain here, ama Tema hapa. That's where you now give your complaints. Like the other time we saw on social media, someone in Makadara had taken a video at the Coast General Hospital being disgusted about that service, and they were taking videos complaining that the doctor has been taking them rounds up, down, and they had a patient who was in critical condition. Such like information, you can just log into the system and give your complaint, and then our members, because this app is managed by the county government together with a few members of our staff, get the complaint right away, and then they can be able to address it to ensure that they avert that suffering that is there at that particular time. This app also gives you a full questionnaire, which has like 15 questions that you are asked to rate the services in that particular facility, which you can opt to go into that questionnaire and say, answer the questions like, for example, were the services good? Did you have medicines? Was the place clean? Was your information held confidentially? Did you get the treatment you were looking for? What was the attitude of the staff that handled you, and such like stuff that makes determine the kind of service you are being given as a person. Why are we doing this? Because we are taxpayers and we deserve the best as taxpayers. We want to be served the best way possible, because these services are being given from our hard-earned money that we run around every day, and the government picks up did some deductions from our earnings, so that they give us these services. So we have a right for it. So you have a right to say whether you are served well or not. Yes. So that's a feature in that in that app that you can go and give us your level of satisfaction, and then you can get the reports, as I said. You can give the complaint. You can also navigate if you want to know about Mombasa, if you want to see documents by the county government, either the budgets or concerning health, and some other reports, very informative reports. You can get them on the app and on the platform.
That's quite interesting.
Yes.
From what I've understood, of course, this is a interesting app because it offers you, I would say, virtually everything you need to know at just the touch of your palms. I love it's interesting. It's available on WhatsApp. The question I have this morning is community. We understand, WhatsApp offers that aspect of community. Once, we go to hospitals, we go to government offices, we are as a community. Once, we have gotten on the app, we have reported this. Let's say it's a video, it's a report I've gotten. Let's say, for example, the El Nino situation.
Yes.
I've uploaded it over there. In how long does it take, for me to get feedback that, the report I've made has actually reached, the concerned parties and it is actually being worked on?
It depends on the kind of report that you have given.
Okay.
Some reports that you give can be replied to instantly. Like, for example, if you go to complain, just a complaint, then if you raise that complaint, it gives you the feedback that your complaint is being looked into. And then after a while, you will get a response that this is being handled by so and so here and there, or maybe it has been solved. Let's say, for example, you go to a hospital like Coast General, if I can use it as an example, and then you get the doorman disturbing you, we're not giving you access. You can raise that complaint and it can be acted upon instantly by the concerned authorities. But there are those that are long term. Like, for example, you are saying that we need a ramp in a specific hospital, or we need the hospital's roof renovated. Then those need time because they need funds to be allocated, because you can go into a health facility where the roof is leaking and you are not comfortable seated there and it's El Nino time. Yeah, you need to give it, you need to raise it up on WhatsApp or using the app. And then that's a complaint that needs some time, because the county needs to allocate some funding for them to buy the roofing materials to be able to do the roofing. So you have to give it time, and then it will be done. I am saying that because some people, for example, raise concern at Kongowea Health Facility, where there were lorries parking in that compound, and it looked like a marketplace. It was interfering with the services that were being offered in the health facility, and they raised it using the app. This report reached the governor, and the governor acted promptly and went to Kongowea and gave a decree that no more parking should be done. There was also a case where there was, and currently as you go there are no longer lorries parking around the health facility. Yes, so it was taken care of like instantly when this app picked that up, and it was raised and it reached the governor. There are, for example, a court case that is hindering development of that facility. And when it was brought up, different stakeholders said that we need to get into the case. And we as an organization, like myself, I'm one of the petitioners there. So we are working together with the county county attorney to be able to solve that land issue at Kongowea. And there is issue of water in Junda that was also raised in this platform, and it was currently there is a borehole in that facility that was done. So we are saying, you might raise a complaint, it might take time, but it doesn't mean that it is not looked into, because others are policy and require policy for them to be implemented. But there are those that require prompt action, and we have instances, not all, but instances of where the promptness has been seen. Yes, to work out.
All right, nakuwa nzuri tena sana. Before we go on a short musical break, I understand, to bring a project of this magnitude, you have to consult and do public participation. Right now, we are seeing, candidates now going for exams. Let's say maybe, a teacher who has been brought in, or the environment in which they are doing the exams is not particularly good. Is there a way, that this particular, population of the students, of young people who maybe don't have access to smartphones and that kind of thing, can raise, their complaints and concerns, as a particular interesting demographic?
Yeah. After the break or now?
Right now, like us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. This platform, actually, the platforms, both WhatsApp and the app, provide you with a platform to participate in governance. And we know that there are very many people who don't have smartphones, and we are in the process of doing a USSD code, whereby even the Kabambe phones can be able to work on to get the information. The people who are using Kabambe phones can be able to get the information and get the feedback through what they require through the county government. So that one is still work in progress, and we know IT platforms, you don't just develop and leave it. You upgrade every time. So we are working on that USSD code, where all the people in Mombasa, even the ones that are not on smartphone, can be able to give their feedback through the USSD code. This platform has enabled more than 25,000 members of the public interact through the platform. Currently, as we are speaking, we have very that number, and that is the ones that we have gotten them firsthand. But I know the multiplier effect is still there, and it might be even twice as much as that one.
As that number, wow.
Yeah, as that number. And the plan was to pilot it in 13 health facilities, but we want, with the coming in of the app, now we want to take it to all the 47 facilities of Mombasa County.
Wow, that's amazing. Of course, inakuwa ngapi? 8:47 in the AM. We're going to short musical break. When we come back, of course, what do you expect, or what should you expect when you attend, of course, today's launch? And as I tell you, man, good things are out there for you. Of course, some success stories, as we've heard, are taking place right here in the coastal city of Mombasa. So imagine if it went across all these counties. Well, when we come back, what should you expect, of course, during the official launch? Right about now, good music is about to take over. I'm talking about that DJ Alande in the building. www.blueradio.co.ke is where you can catch man like Kipto alongside Mr. Lucas Fondo. Now, of course, I wanted to tell you that vision, of course, drives decision. And of course, the Tema App is here to make sure that you get that vision. What is happening, of course, within your government? What is happening within the community around you? So, of course, what can you expect as you plan or purpose to attend today's official launch? What can we expect, of course? And I would like to pose the question we are having this off air. Young people, let's say, a huge population of young people, because we know the demographic is the ones who are online most, the ones who are making up the largest population in the country. What can we expect, as youth?
As young people, you expect your issues to be taken care of.
Yes.
First of all, this app has been built by the young people themselves, just local people, not outsourced out of Mombasa. It's Mombasa young people who built this app. So I'm hoping that because they have put that energy into it, it will be able to be accepted by the other young people, that is members of the public, the youthful members of the public, because what we are doing now is mass sensitization of these young people to be able to understand how to use it, and how they can actually reap benefits from it as young people. Say young people who are going to seek reproductive health, for example, issues in the county health facilities. As a young person, how do you engage through this app and be able to be served well? If you're going there to seek medical advice, how do you engage through this app to be able to be served well? That is sensitization that we are currently doing, and we continue sensitizing it as a way of even advertising it for more members of the public to be able to know the app and use it. But it also depends on the other party, who is the county.
Yes.
Is the county able to respond to these needs of the young people? Because the young people don't want to get into a boring platform where I raise a concern and nothing is happening. Tomorrow I will not come into that platform.
For sure.
So also there is a lot of sensitization that is going on with the county government to be able to respond to these needs and issues that are raised through the platform, so that it becomes a like a real-time engagement between members of the public and the youthful population and the county government officers who are providing services in these health facilities. And also we are also planning to take it to other departments as well, so that it becomes an all-round service center for the departments of the county government, unlike having just one department of the health. Remember, this was a pilot phase, so we are planning to expand it to other departments and other county governments as well, in the coast region and the country as well.
Inakuwa nzuri tena sana. So of course, clock striking 9 a.m. I want us to conclude right here. But before we do that, like I started by saying, vision drives decision. Being the vision bearer, of course, what plans for the future, do you have for the app? And of course, I'd like you to leave us with your parting shot this morning.
Of course, as I said, we want the app to be a one-stop shop for e-governance. There is e-government and e-governance.
Yes.
E-governance is where you engage the people, the service seekers, and they give you their voice. So this is a voice for the service seekers. And e-government is where the government provides services on online services.
Yes.
So those are two different things. So we want this to be like a one-stop shop for e-governance. That is the vision.
Okay.
For the entire country, unlike one county or two counties or the 6 counties of the coast region. We want it to go countrywide, whereby people will have, you use this app to voice up their concerns to the government. And we also want, also have a vision of the government to be so responsive to what concerns are raised through the platform. So that's where we are planning to go with the app. And my parting shot is that you, as a taxpayer, you have a stake in the government. Your stake doesn't end where you elect a person. You have a stake throughout. In fact, you are the biggest stakeholder in the government. So let's not lay back and say we already elected people, they will do all what we want. They will never do. Because a country that is democratizing as Kenya, or which is being led under democratic rule, needs your input, and you are the biggest stakeholder. So don't stay back at home or in your offices and say everything is well. You need to take part in the government of the day, so as to hold it accountable and push it to ensure that it delivers on what it has to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love that that we are the biggest stakeholders, and we must make sure that our stake in the company or our investment in the country and our governance is, of course, the best as it can ever get. Of course, inakuwa nzuri tena sana, Mr. Lucas. Thank you for making time. Of course,
thank you very much.
I would like you to finally not ask where is the location. Of course, some would like to make headway into the launch.
At Nyali Cinemax.
Nyali Cinemax.
Yes, we are saying this is the ultimate movie experience, the ultimate Tema experience.
Asante sana. And I think this is the perfect place to go on a short musical break.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.